All right, we're live. Hey, welcome everyone. Malcolm Saunders here from Light Cellar. We got Roger Boutin.
That's correct.
Yeah, from SpiraVeg. Now, we're going to have a fun little conversation. We're just here live on Instagram, live on Facebook. If you're watching the replay, go ahead, please post any comments, any questions down below. Myself, Roger, will get to those. We're talking about one of the world's greatest superfoods that a lot of people have issue with: the taste, the smell. You know the one I'm talking about, Spirulina. I love it, and I love this even more. So Roger's been growing something that is fresh, it's raw, it's local. And I remember when I first started getting into spirulina, I mean, what you've created is like a dream come true, right? Fresh, raw, local spirulina. Where does it actually originate?
It grows naturally around the world in very warm climates, subtropical settings, in a salty lake environment. So not necessarily the ocean, but a very unique set of circumstances. You know, temperature, obviously, we want it to be at least a minimum 25 degrees Celsius. Salt content has to be high, and there has to be a very good source of soda, like a baking soda,
right,
naturally occurring in the water. So it's a very unique set of circumstances that allow it to grow and thrive. So what we've done is created that environment in a controlled system inside, indoors in Calgary. So
yeah,
for that reason, there's absolutely no chance of any toxins getting in there.
Right, yeah. So it's pure, and you guys are testing. I mean, your business partner, you've got someone, a part of the team that, correct me if I'm wrong, what's his area, his specialty?
His faculty is environmental engineering.
Environmental engineering?
PhD in environmental sciences.
Right, yeah.
He's currently working part-time in a lab, in a research lab at UFC. And it was about 5 years ago he approached me with this idea of wanting to grow spirulina. And I thought, yeah, okay, sounds great. Go ahead.
How do we do that? Yeah.
And as he set up a little prototype in his closet, and he proved that he could do it. And then so he pitched this idea to me that, oh, let's try growing this in your basement. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Spirulina in your basement.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's how Light Cellar started. We started out in my basement. You started growing spirulina out of your basement. That's awesome.
Good story. But anyway, so one thing led to another, and next thing you know, we got some warehouse space. We started growing spirulina.
Wow, amazing!
And it's just evolved into this system that we have now. It's a photobioreactor, essentially. Yeah. It's a technical name for what the system is, and it just allows us to grow it very effectively and efficiently and pure.
Yeah, spirulina, if you don't know it, is a microalgae. It's one of the first photosynthetic life forms on Earth. So millions of years of evolution here?
I would say billions.
Billions of years of evolution creates what has been described as one of the most perfect, one of the most complete foods. It is a complete protein, so all your essential amino acids. I've heard in the range of 65 different vitamins and minerals.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, plus antioxidants and numerous other phytonutrients in orders of magnitude that you just cannot find in your kind of average conventional fruits and vegetables. You were mentioning something about NASA's actually been working with spirulina.
Yeah, it was back in the 60s, obviously for the space mission to the moon.
Right.
And they were looking for some food sources for their astronauts, and they stumbled across spirulina because of the nutrient density, and they realized to get the nutrient density that they required, it would require thousands of kilograms of vegetables.
Right. Yeah.
Where with spirulina, it was such a compact measurement. It was like spirulina is like 1,000 times more nutritious than the average vegetable.
Right.
So for them, it was like a no-brainer. Okay, this is our go-to for our nutrient source. For
space food. Yeah.
Little space, big impact.
Yeah, totally. I bet you if humans ever go to Mars, they're going to be taking spirulina with them.
Yeah, take some live culture so they can grow it up there.
Yeah, and I know there's been a lot of initiatives around spirulina to, how do we combat world hunger, poverty, malnutrition. Mm-hmm. Spirulina has also been one of those go-tos, again, because of the nutrient density. Mm-hmm. And warm tropical environments. Mexico has a long history of use and consumption of this food. Also parts of Africa and really the world over. So it's amazing that you're growing it here in Calgary, like you say, in a clean environment. So one of the things we want to talk about is the flavor, because a lot of people, it's like spirulina. Yeah, been there, done that. Don't like that. The flavor, it's kind of funky. People describe it as fishy. We even got Jennifer here says I gotta mix it in with my smoothies. Whereas this, we're going to show you, we're going to be, we got some spoons here in just a moment. We'll be digging into this fresh spirulina and just eating it straight up, showing you how amazing, how delicious it is. So what's going on here? How are you able to get something that's tasteless, that's odourless, so everyone can get the benefits of this superfood without having to choke it down?
We do demos. Obviously, we're providing samples, and we always do it with water. We just want to showcase, highlight that there is absolutely no odor and taste. And the first question I get right after somebody samples it is like, how do you take that taste out of it? And I simply say, well, we don't put it in there.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
But the science of it is that essentially what you're experiencing with that negative taste, that fishy, bad flavor with powdered spirulina is the oxidized nutrient content. And antioxidants in spirulina is exceptionally high. It's a particular name is called phycocyanin. It's a very potent antioxidant. It's only found in blue-green algae. Now, what makes ours different is that this is not processed, so all the cells are intact. So if you can imagine, a cell is like the package that holds the nutrients. Keeping that cell wall protects the nutrients from oxidizing. That's what you have here, unoxidized product, live spirulina. Even our frozen, the cells are still intact in our frozen Q product.
And Roger's very particular about this, so, share a couple of stories here where, at the elixir bar, it's like, how hot is that water? Don't put it in, you're going to rupture the cells.
Yeah. Well, one thing I always tell people, you always think spirulina smoothies is very common.
Yeah.
You try to mask that flavor, so it's always been a go-to, add it with smoothies. But with ours, you can drink it with water. But people are still going to use spirulina with smoothies. I always suggest make your smoothie first, add your spirulina afterwards. Don't run it through the blender, because the blender is just going to tear it apart.
Yeah.
And then you're going to start oxidizing your nutrient content, and then you're losing the whole point of consuming spirulina.
Yeah, and this mixes in very well, very easily. So right now, my wife, she's at home. She's a lot of breastfeeding, just hanging out, and this is one of her go-tos, right? She can add that to something as simple as granola, or just stir it into a bit of milk, and she knows she's getting lots of powerhouse full of nutrition, and it's actually very good for pregnant as well as breastfeeding mothers. Very high amounts of GLA, this particular fatty acid that is found in breast milk. So mothers, this is a great source to be able to get that into your diet and know, not only the GLA, but everything else we've been talking about, the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients, kind of up the yin yang, as we can say.
And the other key thing is the bioavailability of the nutrient content.
Yeah.
Because it's not processed, all of the enzymes are intact. They're still active. So when you consume this, you're getting this explosion of nutrient pretty much as soon as it hits your tongue. It's just the cells are rupturing, and as it's going down into your digestive system, it's pretty much all being released, and the enzymes are there to digest it. The powder, not really the case. I can't say. Unfortunately, a lot of growers will run their product through these high heat environments, spray guns, etc., into an oven, and all of this destroys the product. It deactivates the enzymes, the high heat, and that's to complement what you're saying about the elixirs, the high heat. I was stressed about that. Please don't add the product to something over 50 degrees Celsius. Warm is fine. Over 50 degrees, then you rupture the cells and you risk damage again. So high heat's not any good for a lot of food products. So.
No, totally. Roger's very committed to this. You could have a more kind of easier time with your business, more successful, if you actually just dried it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But committing to the fresh, committing to the frozen, this man is very committed to bringing you the best, the quality. Love that it's a local product. And let's do. Proof is in the pudding. So we've got our spoons out ready. This is raw, fresh spirulina. If you've never tried it, you can. So actually your wife is going to be coming to Light Cellar. So starting on Thursday, we've got the 10th anniversary. We have all kinds of demos, samples, events, classes, giveaways, you name it. We're going to have a lot of fun. And so Lily will be here in store, and you're here quite regularly yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So some specific dates coming up. October 5th, she'll be here from 11 to 2. October 8th, 11 to 2. And then October 12th, 11 to 2. So if you want to kind of prove it to yourself, taste this. You'll often just mix it in water, but hey, we're just gonna dive in and have a nice big spoonful here. All right, here we go. Oh yeah,
nice one.
There we go. I got a nice big spoonful. It almost has the look and the consistency of pudding right there.
So. Tomato paste is what I often refer to.
Tomato paste. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. See, I'm keeping that smile. So I'm not like, oh. It's like, wow.
I find the texture for myself a little weird, but it's very tolerable because it's just It's like eating toothpaste, I guess. It doesn't taste like anything, but
and very few people are actually like, the idea isn't just to eat it out the jar, though you can, as we're doing it. Mixes very well easily into water, into yogurt. As Roger was saying, if you're making a smoothie, add it after the fact. A warm elixir could be stirred in. And the other thing we'll be doing as part of this whole kind of 10th anniversary is different days. During those 10 days, we'll be featuring different elixir bar upgrades. And okay, there we go. On Saturday, October 5th, the fresh spirulina will be part of our elixir bar upgrades. We've got a kombucha making class, mocktails, cocktails, and we'll be using the spirulina and adding that in. Excuse me. You all good?
I shouldn't have had a drink of water.
Yeah, you're choking on the water, not the spirulina.
That's right.
Yeah.
Better stuff some more.
All right, we've got a couple comments, questions, and some folks watching. We've got Jordan, Amanda, Jennifer, John on Instagram says, "Hey Roger, he's seen you at the ATV Booster, and ironically, he says he now uses the spirulina 4 days a week." Awesome,
Good to hear, John.
And then the frozen cubes are awesome for smoothies as well. Yeah, I love that, the frozen cubes. So, the fresh, how long is the shelf life for fresh?
On average, we say about 3 weeks.
But even then, I have to tell you,
Yeah,
I've had that spirulina sitting in my fridge, far longer. Just more of an experiment, not because I didn't go through it, just to kind of test it out. And I mean, it's suggestive, right? Best before, still amazing, still totally good, even beyond that date. But you also have it as frozen.
Yeah, we do a frozen cube. And that's mostly for the retailers. They want to sell a product that's not going to go bad before they can sell it. So we decided, let's do a frozen cube variety, and that's something we can distribute throughout Western Canada, and it just sits there until somebody takes it home.
Yeah, and then literally it's already pre-portioned for you. You just drop one of those in, and you're good to go.
It's very convenient. Some people, maybe they have sporadic schedules or they're out of town a lot or whatever the case, or they just want the convenience, pop a cube and go into their whatever it is, a smoothie, and way to go, right? So that works well. The other option too with the fresh, you can always make your own cubes. So if you buy a jar and you're not getting through it, you find, or you got a vacation or something comes up and you're gone for a while, just simply spoon it out, make to an ice cube tray, or put it onto a piece of parchment paper on a cookie sheet.
Right.
Freeze it in individual little portion size and keep it in a sealed container in the freezer. It's just like our cubes.
Yeah, cool. Right on. Well, I think we're one of the few places in town you can actually get it fresh.
You are the only retailer that carries our fresh product.
Okay, so if you want to...
Or else direct from us through our website or farmers markets. Yeah,
so we're going to quickly wrap it up here. So where can people find you, Roger?
Well, of course, the Light Cellar. It's probably your first choice. We do it at farmers markets, Hillhurst, Sunnyside Farmers Market every Wednesday. Go to SpiraVeg.ca. You'll find us.
All right, SpiraVeg.ca. You can also find them on Facebook, Instagram, and coming up, there'll be a major feature and player in these next 10 days of our grand 10th anniversary. And thanks for being a part of Light Cellar community. Thank you for providing such an amazing, fresh, local, raw, superfood, nutritious product here in Calgary. Stoked to have you on, and
thank you, Mel.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Try some spirulina.